Hi everyone, it's Dr. Karuna, and I have been coming on here frequently to do quarantine diaries while we're all in our shelter in place. And I have been getting a lot of requests for my daily routine and how to not let ourselves go during this time. So today I'm going to discuss the importance of a morning routine with all of you. Now, before I get into it, I want to tell you that how you start your day and how you end your day are everything, whether we're in quarantine or not. And I call that the bookends. Because when you have the support of your morning rituals and your night rituals, you have something to lean on as the day gets chaotic. And for us right now, we're presented with a lot of different stimuli and a lot of chaos, which is information coming at us from all different angles, and also a lot of change. Change in itself is very disruptive. It can wreak havoc on our immune systems and on our adrenal glands that produce stress hormones if we're not prepared. So how we can adapt easily is if we have some type of structure in place. Many of us have children around. We're not used to having children around at work. We're at home all day. We're being presented with the news. We're not allowed to have any of our external routines as we know them. So it's important that you establish a routine right now that allows all of the chaos to have a container, okay? So to start off, I'm going to share with you my morning routine. This is not the routine for everybody to do, but you'll get an idea of where to place yourself in these different brackets. And if you need something more in depth, you can speak to me for a virtual consultation. I do them custom for each patient. Or you can give something a try and then just message me, add something in the comments below, and let me know if that needs to be enhanced or reduced for you. Okay, so I made this very advanced PowerPoint presentation, old school, from quarantine for you about my morning routine. You're going to see, so I'm going to be reviewing it with you right now. So the first thing that I do when I get up in the morning is I never turn on my phone. I want to emphasize that like 3 times. I never turn on my phone. I never turn on my phone. I never turn on my phone. My phone does not come on until the end of everything that I'm going to tell you. The last thing that I want is to be inundated with lights, information, alerts right when I get up in the morning. That is your most sensitive time, and it is yours. You want to own that time in the morning, and you want to own that time at night. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I don't even get out of bed. I feel my whole body, and I go through gratitude for my body, everything that's in my surroundings, everything that's gotten me in this place. Gratitude is huge for the immune system, which I want to talk about separately, but it's very easy to do. And once you're in your body, you want to consciously get out of bed, okay? The next thing that I do is I go to the bathroom and I do tongue scraping, okay? Now, here's what a tongue scraper is. I prefer copper. They also have silver ones right now. Just get what you can get because oral hygiene is really important to keep us well right now. What you want to do is you want to scrape your tongue from the back of your tongue forward a few times using this tongue scraper. This is before you brush your teeth, or if you use a water pick, floss, anything else, this comes first. If you see a thick coat on your tongue when you do this, that means a few things. A, you ate too late at night the night before. B, you ate too much rich, damp food the day before, or you ate that rich, damp food too much at dinner. And that can be fried food, dairy, like a lot of root vegetables, fatty food. And, this will differ for everybody because if you have strong digestion, maybe you were able to digest it. But if you have that coat, it means that you were not able to digest it properly and you need to back off on those foods that you ate that were too heavy. The easiest way to do that without going into it in depth right now is to do those heavier foods a little earlier in the day. Viruses, and the coronavirus does reside in a damp environment, damp, cold, and damp heat. So we definitely want to watch this. You also feel a lot better. It gives the tongue a massage, and our organs are related to the tongue. So everybody get your tongue scraper, okay? The next thing that I do after I scrape my tongue, the very next thing is I do oil pulling. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of it, it's an Ayurvedic technique. And what we do is we add different oils. I use either coconut oil, or I love this Daily Swish from Banyan Botanicals. That's an Ayurvedic herbal company. And what I do is, if you're using coconut oil, I use about a teaspoon. I have a smaller mouth, and I swish it for 5 minutes in my mouth, and I get through all of my gums. What this does is it helps get the bacteria out of your mouth. It helps to tighten the gums. It helps the oral cavity in its entirety, and you'll even feel better just in your focus, in your nasal cavity. There's a lot of amazing side effects to doing this, okay? Now, so for oil pulling, you can do it anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. If you're a beginner, just do it for 5 minutes, okay? Now, while I'm doing that oil pulling, which I tend to go about 10 minutes, I'm not wasting that time. So I'm still in the morning routine. So what I do while I'm swishing is I go to the kitchen and I start preparing my different things for the morning and for lunch. So I take a lot of different various supplements. I have tonics I do. There's a tea that I do. I have hot water in the morning, and I start lining that up. So all my morning supplements, I boil some hot water. I start putting my things together for my morning breakfast. And then what I also do is I start preparing my vegetables that are going to be roasted for the day. So either, I'll put them in the oven now. Otherwise, I'll just have them ready to go, okay? The next thing I do after this time period's over is I spit out the oil, and you rinse your mouth with water. You want to spit out the oil in the toilet bowl. Do not spit it out in the sink or in your kitchen sink. It's a little bit clogging, okay? So I spit that out, and I use a water pick. That's a whole nother side thing. If you don't want to do that, just brush your teeth at that time, okay? Floss, brush your teeth. Then what I do is I do my morning, I take a quick shower, and this can rotate. Sometimes I do this after I do my little bit of exercise because I'm not a big sweater. It just depends. I take a quick shower, and I do my entire facial routine, okay? This is still first thing in the morning, all right? Now, my facial routine is pretty in-depth, and I can share that at another time. But one key thing that's important for all of us right now is we want to keep the lymph nodes here flowing, and we want to also keep our faces from being puffy. The lymph drains down here. And many people who follow me are into skincare. I do a lot of, skin consultations, which comes from the inside. So what I do after I do my different, 1, 2, 3s of the skin is I do gua sha on my face. This is a tool that you can get online. It's made from jade. It's amazing. There's many different ones that are available, and they're at different price points. Okay, and what you want to do when you have a good facial oil, choose your favorite one, and it's usually going to be step 3 of your routine before you put on a cream, is you want to go in an upward motion a few times on each of your cheeks. Then you'll see this part is for your jaw. You want to get in here deeply into your jaw, okay? Frown lines, face, you want to get on your forehead like this 3 times each, okay? Then for your neck, you go into downward movements on your lymph line, and it also gets rid of tension. You see downwards. But in the middle of your neck, you want to go up because we all want to prevent these wrinkles, okay? So you go upwards in the middle, okay? So this is the gua sha, and you feel so much better. It's really good for the sinuses. It gives you a natural facelift too, okay? After I do that, I apply makeup. Now, a lot of us have been, a lot of people have been asking me, do I get ready? Do I not get ready? For me, it varies, but obviously I'm still running, my work. I'm getting on camera, and I have worked partially from home for the last 10 years. So I'm used to having this kind of routine. I use all natural makeup. I enjoy it. And I feel it gives me, again, that sense of structure. Whatever gives you that sense of support and structure to your day so things don't get willy-nilly, you need to do, okay? So I apply makeup. Now, then I switch into clothes, and I do not dress up at home. That's up to you. If you have kids running on you, we're all in quarantine. The only things we're doing is going out either to the market for a walk. I'm not going to wear like silk dresses at home. It's up to you if you want to do that. I like to be very streamlined. I own about 10 different white tank tops and yoga pants. I'm very comfortable. It allows me to move around during the day. So I have very uniformed attire when I'm at home, especially during this quarantine. Okay, someone had mentioned people running around in their pajamas. I do suggest you get out of your sleep attire because that just changes your energy. Whatever you want to do, freshen up, have a routine around it, okay? The next thing that I do is that I jump on my rebounder. I've been doing this for about 2 years, and so it's nice to have that in place since we can't go to the gym. I highly recommend the rebounders. There's ones at different price points. I like the Cellucizer. It is a mini trampoline, but the effect of doing it is not just to get a tightened body, which it will change the shape of your body. It is to get the lymph moving. And for these times to get our immunity up, and the lymph is key to get all those toxins out, it is essential. We don't know how long we're going to be in quarantine, so I would definitely get one of those, and you can just bounce lightly, and then you can up your exercise routine on it. There's many exercise videos available, but it's very easy to do. They have travel ones. Take the legs off, just put it in your cabinet, okay? I do that for 15 minutes, and while I'm doing my rebounding, I listen to a teaching. Or, for you can listen to a motivational talk. The phone still isn't on, folks, and the news is not on. Nothing that's going to stimulate me in a negative direction is on. It's inspirational. For me, it's a dharmic teaching. This is my time. The more that you give to yourself first thing, the more that you can allow for any type of disruption that happens during the day, okay? After I do my 15 minutes of rebounding, I do a yoga practice. Okay, and that can vary from 20 minutes to an hour and a half. It depends on my time. And I make sure to just stretch, get everything open, because I usually sit a lot during the day. I'm still listening to teachings when I do my yoga practice, okay? After that, I do some type of meditation practice. I have a pretty lengthy meditation practice, but if I need to shorten it, I know how to do that. I would recommend, you started your day off with some gratitude. I forgot to mention that, of course, I make offerings at my altar. That's part of my daily ritual. But at this point, after your body is open, it's nice to just sit and call yourself into center, however you do that for yourself. And I will do some videos on teaching you some different meditations that are apropos for this time if you're a beginner, okay? After this, I eat something. And that's a vast topic for many different people. I usually do some type of specific shake. That's what works for me. And then I take all of my morning supplements. I have a glass of, hot water, or like 4 glasses of hot water. And then I sit. And I am then working on various things, probably for 8 hours, of the day. And I'll do another video about how I do my day and how I do the night ritual. So I hope that